Good day and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I'm Mike Egobadio. Here are our top stories. Tinubu nominates Oyedele for a ministerial position. INEC promotes 2,339 staff, elevates 82 to directors. NERC, customers to receive 20 billion naira meter refund from discos. And Alibaba announces $1.5 million grant to support African startups. And talking sports, wheelchair basketball camp opens for Commonwealth qualifiers. Now to the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has nominated Mr. Taiwo Oyedele as Minister of State for Finance, forwarding his name to the Senate for confirmation. Oyedele, who chaired the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, is expected to oversee the implementation of the tax reforms he helped design. He replaces Dr. Doris Uzoka, who had been redeployed to the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning as Minister of State. Oyedele led the Tax Reform Committee that produced 4 executive bills consolidating more than 60 taxes into fewer than 10 states, introducing reforms such as the zero income tax rate for low-income earners and exemption from small businesses with limited turnover. The reform, which took effect from January 2026, also include tax deduction for job creation, wage increases, and incentive for agricultural enterprise. A seasoned economist and tax expert with over 2 decades of experience as PricewaterhouseCoopers, Oyedele currently serves as a professor at the Bangkok University and a visiting scholar at the Lagos Business School. His nomination now awaits Senate screening and confirmation before he formally assumes office. The Federal Road Safety Corps says it's strengthening its internal oversight to tackle extortion, misconduct, and declining discipline within its ranks. Now, the Corps Marshal, Shehu Mohammed, represented by Assistant Corps Marshal Elizabeth Akinlade, made the disclosure during a visit to the Ogun Sector Command headquarters in Abeokuta, aimed at reinforcing professionalism and accountability. A statement from the command said the move includes deploying the senior officers to mentor staff and restore efficient supervision and command control. It noted that current concerns over abuse of authority and unethical practices have threatened the Corps' integrity, stressing that discipline is essential to maintaining public trust and also credibility. The Corps warned that misconduct such as extortion and harassment violates its order of service, adding that senior officers must lead by example while younger officers uphold standards of professionalism. Ogo Sector Commander Akinwumi Fasikon emphasized that accountability will be enforced and warned that silence in the face of misconduct that amounts to complicity. The FRSC reiterated its commitment to restoring discipline and also strengthening public confidence in the operations nationwide. Away from that, the Independent National Electoral Commission has approved the promotion of 2,339 staff in its 2025 senior staff promotion exercise. The decision was taken at the Commission's meeting held on February 26, 2026, as part of the effort to strengthen career progression and institutional stability. Among those elevated are 82 chief officers who are promoted to assistant directors, 91 assistant directors advanced to deputy directors, and 45 deputy directors move up to the rank of directors. The Commission noted that while 18 of the newly promoted directors will remain in active service, 27 are due for retirement in line with public service rule. The exercise also covered 2,121 intermediate officers across grade levels 0, 7 to 13 in various departments. INEC said the promotion were conducted in line with established guidelines and public service regulation. The Commission described the move as a reward for merit and dedication, urging the promoted officers to uphold professionalism, integrity, and impartiality as preparations continue for the upcoming electoral activities. Still talking elections, the All Progressive Congress has conducted state congresses in Enugu, Bayelsa, and Delta states, electing new executive committees through consensus arrangement. Party leaders described the exercise as peaceful and aimed at strengthening unity and internal consolidation ahead of future political activities. In Enugu State, the Congress held at the Okpara Square produced a new state executive committee led by Dr. Martins Chukwuike as chairman. In Bayelsa, a 7-member executive committee emerged at the Gabriel Obkara Cultural Center in Yenigua, headed by Honorable Warman Ogoriba. Governor Doye Dewey described the Bayelsa Congress as historic and peaceful, noting it marked a departure from past disputes. In Delta State, Honorable Solomon Arienka emerged as the new state chairman of the APC of the Congress, attended by party leaders and delegates.
Without missing words, I would like to take your memory back to where this union started in April 25, April 28, where we made a movement, and the movement cemented a new party in the state. And with the testament of what you are seeing here today, you agree with me that the APC in the state is a big mountain, that to surmount this mountain in this state is going to take an Herculean task of another party. So first and foremost, with what I'm seeing here today, I will ensure with my members that we continue from where Engineer Sobote stopped as the chairman of this party. He has handed over a very solid party with structures in the 25 local government council areas, with all the wards and the units. And we will make sure that we concentrate what he did and hand it over to us to make sure that nothing falls out of it. So we are going to take unifying factor as a grace that will bind us together. Then we are going to talk of hard work, because it's hard work that has brought many of us to where we are today. I will ensure party members to work hard in their various units, in their constituencies, to make sure that if you wake up in the morning, you dream APC, you talk APC, you sleep APC, and wake up with APC. So that in 2027, we'll get the presidency.
The event was conducted in an orderly atmosphere, with members expressing optimism that the new leadership will strengthen the party's structure and expand its influence across the state. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has directed all electricity distribution companies to refund 20 billion and 33 million naira to customers for meter purchased under the Meter Access Provider Scheme. The Commission said the outstanding reimbursement must be fully paid within 12 months starting from March the 1st of 2026, following slow compliance by DISCOs over the years. In a new order signed by NERC Chairman Missolini Oseni and Commissioner for Legal Licensing and Compliance Dafie Ekpeniye, the regulator stated that the funds will now be automated. It said the full cost of the MAP meter must be credited to customers' accounts upon activation and repaid through monthly energy credits over the approved automation period. Under the directive, prepaid customers will receive monthly reimbursement tokens, while postpaid customers will see the credits clearly reflected as separate line items on their bills. The Commission also barred DISCOs from offsetting meter reforms against customers assessed in debt. Now, to clear the backlog, DISCOs are to accelerate payment over the next year, with prepaid customers receiving 2 tokens monthly and postpaid users seeing 2 credit entries on their bills. NLC also ordered monthly compliance reports and the creation of dedicated complaint channels for affected customers. The federal government has formally banned the cash collection of taxes and prohibited the mounting of roadblocks for revenue enforcement across the country. The announcement was made in Abuja by the Executive Secretary of the Joint Revenue Board, Olusegun Adesukan, during the signing of the new preemptive tax regulation at the Federal Ministry of Finance. It said the move is aimed at ending informal and coercive tax practice and introducing a more transparent and coordinated system nationwide. Under the new framework, nano and small businesses will have, with an annual turnover of 12 million naira and below, are exempted from the tax. A 1% turnover tax will apply to all categories of informal businesses. Authorities said the regulation would promote fairness, eliminate arbitrary assessments, and encourage the use of technology-driven payment system, while integrating operators into the formal economy through a unified tax identification platform. Speaking at the event, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, described the signing as a shift from legislative approval to full implementation of Nigerian tax reform enacted in 2025 and early 2026. It stressed that the reforms are not designed to increase tax rates, but to broaden the tax base in a structured and equitable manner. Edun added that the initiative supports the government target of boosting economic growth to 7% and achieving a $1 trillion economy by 2030. Chairman of the National Tax Policy Implementation Committee, Joseph Tegbe, said the guidelines marked a decisive move from policy to its execution. He noted that while the informal sector accounts for more than 80% of Nigerian workforce, a contribution to structured revenue had remained low due to systemic challenges. The new regulation, he said, are intended to restore order, strengthen revenue mobilization, and also ensure transparency implementation backed by an ombudsman oversight mechanism. With that news, we'll go on a break now, but when we come back, more news to concern business, foreign exports.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Nice to know you're still there. Alibaba Philanthropy and Jack Ma Foundation has launched the 8th edition of the African Business Heroes with a $1.5 million in grant for African entrepreneurs. The initiative tagged Defining Africans Future Today is aimed at supporting innovators developing solutions in areas as climate-smart agriculture, digital finance, healthcare, logistics, manufacturing, and emerging technologies. Organizers said the program is designed to accelerate business growth, provide mentorship, and increase the visibility of African-led enterprise with strong social impact. The managing director of Africa, Zara Batong, said beyond the grant funding, the initiative orders strategic support to help founders scale sustainable businesses, create jobs, and drive inclusive growth or economic growth. This year's edition will expand recognition to top 100 finalists and increase engagement across 10 African markets, including underrepresented countries. Top finalists will also gain access to fully sponsored learning experience at the Alibaba campus in China. Applications are open to African citizens or legal residents who run registered businesses with at least 3 years of transaction and demonstrate measurable impact. Away from that to the foreign scene, a retaliatory drone and missile strike between Iran and Israel has intensified as conflict enters its 5th day and spreads across parts of the Middle East. Air raid sirens sounded across Israel early Wednesday, including in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, as authorities urged residents to take shelter in incoming missile threat. Israel Defense System intercepted multiple projectiles, with officials reporting no immediate casualties. Iran has continued launching strikes targeting Israel positions, while explosions were reported in Tehran after the Israel military said it carried out operations against site linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard and internal security forces. Iran authorities said ground and naval forces have been activated, with drone operations underway and attacks directed at military targets. Neighboring Gulf countries have also reported interception of aerial threats. Saudi Arabia said it destroyed 2 cruise missiles over its territory, while Kuwait reported intercepting hostile aerial targets that entered into its airspace. Officials say the widening exchange has heightened regional tension, with both sides signaling continued military operations. Talking sports, Nigeria's opened a close training camp for its wheelchair basketball teams ahead of the 2026 Commonwealth Games qualifiers in Angola. The camp, organized by the Nigeria Wheelchair Basketball Federation, is holding at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja, with 16 players invited to fine-tune tactics and build team cohesion. Training will run from March 8 to 21st ahead of the qualifying tournament in Luanda from March 22 to 27. 8 male and 8 female players have been selected for camp as part of the preparations for the 2026 IWBF African 3x3 competition, which serves as its qualification pathway for the Commonwealth Games. The Federation says the structured program will strengthen coordination and improve teams' competitiveness on the continent stage. Federation President Oluseyi Johnson expressed confidence in the squad readiness, saying the players and technical crew were fully committed to delivering strong performance. He also praised the National Sport Commission for its support, describing it as vital to ensuring smooth preparations and boosting Nigerians' chances of qualification. Still talking sports, Real Madrid has confirmed that winger Rodrigo Goes has suffered a serious knee injury that is expected to rule him out for the Summer World Cup with Brazil. The club said medical tests reveal a ruptured crucial ligament and a tear at his lateral side in the right leg. Rodrigo sustained the injury during Real Madrid's 1-0 La Liga defeat to Getafe after coming on as a substitute. Although he remained on the pitch at the time, further examination confirmed the severity of the setback. The 25-year-old has recently returned from a month-long absence due to injuries. The injury is a major blow to both Brazil and Real Madrid, especially as the club already has French winger and forward Kylian Mbappe sidelined with a knee problem. With limited attacking options available, the team faces added pressure ahead of its oncoming Champions League clash against Manchester City. Now, with that, sporting news brings us to the end of the news right here on Atlantic TV. I will always emphasize, if you have any newsworthy report, do well to send to our different social media platforms, and definitely will oblige you. Bye for now. God bless you. I'm Michael Gabadio.